Hello and welcome to Hearts of Wulin, Wedding of Vengeance and Hope. This is a one-shot with Hearts of Wulin. I am the designer of Hearts of Wulin, and I am the co-writer of the book with Joyce Chang, who did all of the cultural and background materials. And I also like to call out our sensitivity reader, Yilin Wang, who did an amazing job going through and helping us make changes and getting it together. This session is part of the Shared Hearth Open Gaming Weekend, and which is a free thing we do every once in a while for Open Hearth Gaming Community. There'll be links to all of that in the show notes. I am going to go through what our game is going to be like, what we're doing here, and setting things up with our standard sort of cats walkthrough. So this is a game of wuxia melodrama. It is a game which aims to emulate the novels of Jin Yong and Gu Long, and in particular how those wuxia novels from the 50s and 60s got adapted into amazing long form Chinese wuxia melodrama series. And you may have seen some of these recently. There's still a ton of them. The Untamed on Netflix, and Handsome Siblings, and just a host of other ones that you can find in many different places. I kind of fell in love with these because they're stories with heroes who can do big, cool things, but they are caught up in relationships and melodrama and tensions as a result of that. So our characters are powerful. When you describe what you do, you get to say how super cool you are. When we describe who you're fighting, you get to say what your fighting looks like. You get to say what you do. But you're also characters that talk obliquely about your feelings, have a hard time addressing things directly, and you're often tied to family or clans or schools that you have an obligation to, that create tensions as a result of it. You belong to the world of the Wulin, which is a martial world, kind of outside the world of the imperial court or even common everyday life. This is a world of rival factions and clans with different styles and things and so on. Our characters today all know each other, and you're all going to a wedding. And this is one of the few sort of set things about our scenario. There is an NPC tab, if you want to look at all the pretty people that I've put there. It is a wedding of Righteous Jade, who is a member of Dancing Thunder Manor, and Dawning Joy, who is a member of the Limitless Sword Society. What that all means, I don't know. We know it's an important wedding. You may have connections to the bride or the groom or both, or some of the other NPCs. We'll figure that out as we go along. But you're traveling there to see what happens. We'll figure out exactly all that when we get to into the entanglement phase. In terms of what we're doing, as I've said, we're going to be doing character creation. Character creation is there's a tab kind of walking through that. There are steps: choosing your playbook, setting your stats, kind of coming up with your character's fighting style. I mean, you get to say what it looks like, you get to say what it's called, all of that. And then once we've got that, we'll do introductions, and then we'll go through the entanglement phase, which is made up of a triad. Each entanglement is 3 people. It's you, your relationship to another person, and how that's complicated by a third person. These entanglements, generally people have both a general and a romantic entanglement, and there are examples of that on the entanglements and names tab. There's also names, example names there if you need them, so that you can see kind of what those are like. Generally people have a romantic entanglement in the pairing. You can also read that romance as strong friendship or a crush or whatever. If you want to run your character as more aromantic or ace, you have that option to do that. So that is out there. We'll get that set. We'll go right into an incident, and we'll play to see what happens, who gets betrayed, who finds their love, and whatnot, and who gets defeated in the end. Now, I want to mention that this game is a game of melodrama. This is heightened emotions, passions. You have to maintain your facade in the face of these things. Generally, we play this straight, but there's certainly room for humor. Your characters may be laughing in one scene and then cradling your dead lover in the next scene. The tone can vary wildly. One of the things I do want to mention is I certainly have based these on the TV wuxia melodramas, which heightened this and come from China and a number of other places. You may have noticed I am super white. So one of my goals here is to treat that material respectfully. So we don't parody it, we don't mock it. We may play in and describe the conventions of those shows, but we try to be respectful of them. It also means that because we're playing, for at least for me, a foreign culture, we can do voices, but we don't do accents. So that's another thing just to keep in mind. That's all kind of wrapped up in the tone discussion. And there are conventions of the drama of these series that we will play into. One of them that I always call out is the fact that if someone has a hat on, that's a complete disguise. They've been put on a fake mustache and no one will recognize them. It's one of the convention of these shows that I adore. Now, rolling from that into the idea of safety, we are using a layered set of safety tools. We have there on the Lines and Veils tab, the start of that, we have the choices for lines, which are things that we just not going to be dealing with, not going to be having in play. Veils being anything that we're going to fade to black if it appears, or it's going to be handled obliquely. And ask first being, well, maybe it's something I'm okay with, but I want to definitely get a check-in before we bring that to bear. So I've seen that people have already started to go through that, have gotten that set. We'll walk through those before we do introductions to like what people have chosen. Again, if there's something that isn't on that list that you want to add to it, you can do that. So feel free. The next tool that we're using is the X card. You can say X card, or you can use the gesture to mark out X card. We'll use that to stop and get us recalibrated if we find material that is objectionable, that is problematic, that is wildly off tone. We can X card with that. Or if playstyle, someone's perhaps stepping in on your scenes and you want to recalibrate on that. With the X card, if you're X carding particular subject matter material, the only question we're really going to ask you is like, how far back do we need to cut to kind of get that out? Whenever you invoke those safety tools, you don't have to explain why. You don't have to defend your decision. You are welcome to, but you're not required to. One of the common ways that I see X card used when we're in play is maybe we've started to lean towards something that is marked as a line or a veil, and we haven't quite caught it. If you see that, that's a good thing to mark with an X card, and then we stop and we recalibrate from there. The last sort of couple of a set of safety tools are open door, which means that if you need to leave, if you need to step away for whatever reason, you are welcome to do that. It'd be great if you could tell us that you're going to be back or not back, but it means that if you're feeling unwell or the game is not clicking for you, you should feel free to leave, no questions asked. We also have a romance matrix there on that Lines of Veils tab, which I see people have filled out. So we've got that kind of in play there. That is a lot of setup. I've done this particular speech many times, which is another thing I want to mention. Sometimes I talk too fast, and sometimes my Hoosier accent from the Midwest will get in the way. If at any point you don't understand what I'm saying, I've said it too fast, or I've slurred my words, stop and have me repeat. Don't worry about that if you need me to clarify. I just want to make that clear because audio is often problematic. So just keep that in mind. So with that, we are going to look at the character playbooks and see what people are interested in. Each of these playbooks, there are 6 of them, have a theme to them, and then they have a role. There are 3 roles associated with each playbook. So when you choose your playbook, you'll choose a role that will give you a particular move. And then you'll also pick at least one move, but you can pick more than one if you wish. You can pick your second one at the start, or you can hold off and pick your second move later on in play. It's entirely your choice. So I'm going to just briefly go through these playbooks, and then I'm going to kind of go in order of people's arrival and see if people are interested in particular things. So the first playbook is the Aware. This is our character that knows a lot, that uses knowledge to further their aims. This is our scholars, our teachers, our sifus. These characters have experience. Even if they're young, they know a lot. The second one is the Bravo. These are our generally happy-go-lucky characters. They may have been spoiled, or they may have lived by their wits, or they may just enjoy the good life. The next one is the Loyal, the very classic character type. This is our character that is devoted to something. They're devoted to their family. They're devoted to the art of the sword. They're devoted to their office as a magistrate or other kinds of official. The next one is the Outsider. I mentioned that the Wulin world is outside of the normal world, but the Outsider is even apart from that. They are a rebel or a trickster, or they wander from place to place. Next is the Student. The Student character is the character that is about curiosity and perhaps naivete and finding their way in the world. They are young and trying to see what things are like out there. And lastly, we have the Unorthodox. This is kind of the weird catch-all. This has 3 types that are very different. The roles are Accidental, which is kind of more of a comedy character, where the character doesn't actually know martial arts but bumbles through. The other 2 are a little more serious and perhaps more appropriate. One is the Hidden. The Hidden character is someone who disguises themselves. They disguise that they know martial arts, or they hide the particular style that they know. They may be running from something. They may be protecting someone. There's a great recent movie called Dragon that has a character who's hiding away. That's one of my favorites. And then the last of those roles from the outside, Unorthodox, is the Prodigy. This is a character who has developed great power, develops great skill, but they don't have excellent control of that. So those are our playbooks. I'm going to go around and see if there are ones that are particularly interesting to people. So Zech, I'm going to start with you. Is there a particular playbook or set of playbooks that you might be interested in?
I think I'm leaning towards either the Unorthodox or maybe the Bravo.
Unorth or Bravo. Okay. I'm going to come back around and make you make a choice here in a moment. Tad, what do you think? You are muted.
Oh,
Yeah.
unmute, yes.
That's
So I'm thinking either Loyal or Outsider, I think.
Loyal or Outsider. Rod, what about you?
I'm looking at master and the aware,
Mhm.
or possibly official and loyal,
Okay.
and I guess maybe devoted child and loyal is also a possibility.
Okay. And Cliff. Goodbye.
Unorthodox or student.
Fourth or student. Okay. So Zach, if I came back to you and said, pick between unorthodox or Bravo, which one would you choose?
I think probably Bravo.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna do Bravo. So circle that. Tad, what about for you? Loyal or outsider? You're muted. Sorry, you're muted.
Sorry, outsider rebel.
Okay. Excellent. And then Rod, aware or loyal?
No, correct me. No one else has picked aware or loyal, so
Nope.
I'm free.
You are free. You were hoping that someone would eliminate one of your choices, but no, that has not happened.
It always helps. Let's see. Well, I'll tell you I'm thinking of playing like a cop type character or a guard, a guard,
Yeah,
captain of the guard type character.
the loyal official is a great one for that.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like the calming down thing. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Can you come back to me in 1 sec?
Okay.
Thank you.
So Cliff, student or unorthodox?
I can't help but be drawn to accidental unorthodox for
Okay.
my first play.
All right. So we will have you do that. Rod,
Oh, back
give
to
you
me
30
again?
extra seconds there.
All right. Yeah, so let's go with official then.
Okay.
Loyal. Yeah.
Excellent. So here's what you're going to do. Everybody will pick a column there on the character tab. You're going to kind of walk through the steps, kind of coming up with a name, a look. And again, I've got some example names on both martial names and real names on that tab of entanglements and names. You'll put in your playbook, you'll put in your roll move, and then you'll pick one or two other moves. You'll set your stats, which are the elements. And I've got the numbers there on the character creation tab. It's +2, +1, +1, 0, and -1. One of the things with Hearts of Wulin versus other PbtA games is when you go to roll, generally you're going to pick which element you're rolling with. So it works a little bit like the Veil. There's a trick to that when you do that, there's a risk that you might mark that element, which means that you might lose use of it for a while if on a fail. So we keep that in mind. You always roll combat rolls with whatever element you set with your style. That's the number 4 step. You're going to come up with a name for your style, what kind of weapons you use, and what element you associate with that. So those are the things you're going to be making choices on. You're going to go up to that point. Once everybody is set on that, we'll do introductions, and then we'll talk about the entanglement portion of the program. If you're interested in finding a picture, there is a Pinterest board on that Lines and Veils tab just below the roller and the zoom. So you can find a character for yourself there. We do have an online roller set up. You are welcome to use that. Or I know some people have issues with it with VPNs and things. You're also welcome to roll physical dice at home if you're more comfortable with that. All right. So I'm going to shut up for a bit and sit here awkwardly while you work on that. And I'll check in with folks. If you have questions, feel free to ask me. I am going to pause the recording during this sort of quiet time. Before I do go through the introductions, just to get us all on the same page, we have lines in play on harm to children, homophobia, racism, sexual assault, torture by the PCs, domestic violence, and sexism. And we have veils on any kind of dental horror, eye injuries, graphic gore, harm to animals or harm to children, slavery, or suicide. So those are our baselines that we have established for play. And harm to children is actually a line, not a veil. Zech, can you please tell us your character's name, their pronouns, introduce yourself and your pronouns, and tell us about your character.
Right. I'm Zach, he, him pronouns, and I've made Ying Liu Xiang. I guess I didn't really think of their pronouns. I guess he, him for now,
Okay.
or he, they. Yeah, and they are the favorite elders from the Bravo playbook. Just reading the flavor text there. You're loyal to your family. No, sorry, that's the wrong one. I mean, you are blessed. You are the blessed one everyone expects to hate your family, but you may not be worthy. One parent spoils you, and the other rails at your behavior. You always have coin. So he's kind of a spoiled rich kid who one parent is trying to get really back on track.
So let me ask you this. First, tell us about your fighting style.
For my fighting style, I've written down the weapon is thrown. I'm thinking coins and darts. And style name is Ying's Payday. I'm thinking it's like a family style.
So do you imagine that you come from a Wulin family or just a wealthy family that happens to have trained you? What are you imagining are this? Are you maybe part of your famous part of a larger group?
I think they are kind of they are a merchant family, but in the course of trading, they had to go this long distances, and after a while of hiring less than competent bodyguards, they decided we'll just train ourselves to fight, and so they've gotten themselves involved in the Wulin world as well.
Absolutely. The escort bureaus that did not help them out in their travels. How old are you imagining Ying?
In his mid-20s, maybe.
Okay.
Late, yeah, mid-20s.
And anything I saw, come drink with me. It takes a thief. So those are good ones there. And fire element. All right, I think that gives us a good sense of who you are. We're going to get the other introductions done, and then we're going to do entanglements. So if you want, you can look at the entanglements tab to see some of the examples there. We have some broken down by playbook, and then there's a larger list below. So we'll come back to you on that. Next, Rod.
Hi, I'm Rod, he, him. And I picked the official, who's in the loyal category. Her name is Captain Mei Yi, and she's with the local police. And I'm thinking someone hired her to make sure there's order and the wedding goes as without any violence. Good luck with that. She has calm eyes and flinching expression. I think she's just very simple but very deep in like a military aesthetic. I picked as her element metal. Her style name is the Warding Blade, and I think she has a weapon called the Skyblade, which is just like a sword with for some reason the metal has a blue sheen to it. Yeah. And then for the moves, I picked Legend of the Mountain and Strive for Mastery. Legend of the Mountain having to do with her defending people, and Strive for Mastery kind of like giving her some authority when she gives orders.
And for your roll move, the choice of group, you can choose that on the fly and in play. If that comes up, you can say, oh, I know these people, and
Okay.
set it for that. Are you imagining her? Did she come from a Wulin faction or clan, or did she come and kind of come up through training for the guards? How do you imagine that?
Ooh,
She has a style and a pretty sweet sword.
right. uh, I'm gonna say that she was picked by the previous captain of the guard or the captain of the local police because she was not affiliated with a specific faction and could remain impartial.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she kind of has a reputation of being, not corruptible, kind of, not to say that she can't be manipulated or anything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
that she won't, yeah, that she remains impartial in conflicts and
Interesting.
can't be bribed. Yeah.
The need for impartiality suggests that there are some serious tensions between the clans around here and some manipulations. I like that. So we've got that set up. How old are we talking? Young, like late teens or 20s or 30s or older? What do you think?
Yeah, let's say in our 30s.
Okay. So it
Yeah.
has done this for a while. All right, excellent. I think that gives us a sense of who you are. We'll come around to talk about entanglements. One other thing I want to say about entanglements is we have a big list of NPCs, with beautiful pictures for them. So you can choose from them to associate with the NPCs in your entanglement slots. In at least one of your two entanglements, the romantic or the general, you're going to want to include one of the other PCs. So at least one of the PCs is going to be entangled with you. You all know each other, but you're going to have at least one connection that way. All right. Let's come to our next character. Tad, please tell us about your character. You are muted.
So, Song, funnily enough, also used to be a local official and magistrate, but it didn't really work out at some point. Big betrayal by my superior that I probably judge or governor or something that I trusted. I will probably establish who it is later.
Mm-hmm.
That sent me to the, I was framed for all the crimes they did commit, and which sent me to search my, help from the very people I was just frequently trying to catch when they were doing the crimes. But
Mm-hmm.
now, what is some little bit of small time banditry against, the corrupt officials. That's
Mm-hmm.
You can look aside from some things, and what else would you do? And yeah, my technique is mostly like based on like defending and waiting without showing too much to my opponent, and until I get like the opportunity to strike.
I see you have both sword and blowgun. That's a really interesting combination.
I mean, I just based it on the things that to be honest, the character on the picture has,
Mm-hmm.
because I like the picture, and so I just based the. Yeah, I haven't named a sword, but I think it's a sword that I like long time ago took from some local bandit leader when I defeated him. But now I'm kind of outlaw also, so it's still fitting. I haven't come up with cool sounding names, so that's something to do later.
How
I will
long?
do it.
How long do you think you've been a a rebel, an outsider? Is it within the last year? Is it a longer period of time? What are you thinking?
I think it's been some times, let's say 3 years.
Okay. Interesting. I think one of the things we'll have to definitely establish the entanglements is whether Captain Maillet believes in your innocence or not, and how that relates to things there. All right, I think that gives us a good sense of who you are. We'll come back around on entanglements in a moment. Last but not least, let's come to Cliff.
All right. I am Chumo. My role being unorthodox. A stern grin, which is more about compensating as somewhat as being unorthodox, and a concealing hat as part of my look. Let's see. A style name I came up with is the 8 Petals Dancer, which is a bit about, not to say my style is improvisational per se, but just trying to figure it out as going along, and kind of describes not knowing where things can end up, not very predictable as where petals may land. My moves are a way of choices. When I defeat a named foe, I can humiliate them comically and establish a bond instead of marking XP. Somewhere, it says regarding showing them mercy, but I also have to show mercy as a character. And then the second move is 10 miles of peach blossoms, which gives +1 ongoing when interacting with common salt of the earth.
So how old are we talking here? A young man or a little bit older?
A little bit older. Let's say mid-30s.
So you don't know martial arts, or at least people don't believe you know martial arts. Maybe even you don't believe it. So how are you mixed up with the world of the Wulin and the wuxia?
Gosh,
because we're going to want to connect you up to the other characters.
Let's say through some commoner connection. Someone is either associated with or favored by either nobility or someone who has rubbed shoulders with the powerful.
So someone kind of showed favor to you and kind of pulled you in as a servant, or what? What are you imagining there?
Oh, I like servants, sure.
Okay. All right. So people are going to know you. The other characters certainly are aware of you. We'll have to figure out kind of what kind of esteem they hold you in and what your connection is here. Do you believe that you belong in the world of the Wulin, or is this over your head? I mean, you're going to be mixed up in all of this stuff. So, is this your ambition? What do you want?
I think I am somehow artistically inspired. I love observing, one step in, the other step, on the periphery.
Mm-hmm. So are you an artist? I mean, is that dance or painting or poetry or something?
I think it's poetry.
Okay. So that certainly would raise you up above the common riffraff. Poetry and poets are well respected. That's another reason why people might treat you with some deference in that. Okay. All right. I think that gives us a good sense of who you are. And now we can kind of work things out. So we're going to come back around and start out. If I could have everybody change your display names to the name of your character. That'll make it easier for me to remember that when we get into play. And we'll come back and start with Ying. And we'll do one of your entanglements, kind of suggest that out. We'll figure out who they are, how that connects up. If you include another PC, then you'll want to check in with them. We'll make sure that they're good with that. We'll have everybody do one, and then we'll come back around and do the other one. So do you think, Ying, that you want to start with your general entanglement or your romantic entanglement?
I think I'll go general first.
Okay. What are you thinking?
Thinking I discovered my sibling blank has been learning techniques from blank, master of an enemy clan.
Ooh. All right. Which of the NPCs on the tab is your sibling? You can also choose the bride or the groom. They are available as well.
Oh. Sure, why not? Maybe the groom will be one. Then
Okay.
Righteous Jade.
Righteous Jade, absolutely.
Then?
So you are your merchant family, which has grown and has developed these techniques. It's called Dancing Thunder Manor. This is your brother who is getting married. And who is this master or mistress of this enemy clan that they are secretly learning from?
You. I think this doesn't feel like a PC one, so I think I should choose an NPC, right? I don't think anyone else really fits.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is to go with NPC on that one, I think.
Okay, let's go with this really sketchy looking hell guy at the bottom.
Okay. I like that. Excellent. So that gives us you got a connection to the groom brother, kind of establish your role in this. And we've established that there is an enemy clan involved in all of these things. Great. We'll come back around to do the romantic, which you will want to include a PC in one of those slots, and we'll check in on that. Rod, do you want to do your general or your romantic?
I guess my general.
Okay.
And because of the song's background as a former magistrate,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense that we'd have some kind of entanglement.
Mhm.
So maybe that you believe in song despite like another magistrate
Right.
pursuit of them. Does that seem fine?
That sounds perfect. I think I think that magistrate's whoever's the one who framed whoever framed them.
Okay. Do you want to take, we have a magistrate on the NPC tab. Do you want that to be the magistrate for that? Is that good?
Oh,
Sure.
sure. Let's see. Magistrate's son.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I believe in Sung's innocence despite magistrate's. How do you want to say this? I believe in Sung's innocence, and that the magistrate framed him.
Do you know that they framed them, or is it
Oh.
more that you believe in their innocence despite Magistrate Sun's sort of pursuit of
Okay.
them?
That works.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
Does that work for you, Tad?
For sure.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Excellent. We'll come back to get your romantic. So Song, do you want to do your romantic or your
Mm.
general?
Mhm. So you know what? Let's start with the general to
Okay.
not buck the trend. Uh, I think that I have to keep my ambitions for revenge hidden from my sworn friends. Wait, where is the name of the character? My friend Chu, who are you okay being my sworn friend?
Does that work for you, Cliff? Okay. Awesome. And
Yeah.
who would you
Yeah, nah.
target of your revenge?
Back here we established in entanglements. Wait, what would we establish as the other person in my previous entanglement? Sorry, it was the
Magistrate Sun is the person who is pursuing you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I guess can I use him? I think I will use him again.
Okay. So yeah, you can use them again.
Because I think that the reason of explanation is that Chu is actually working as a musician for Magistrate Sun, like on occasions.
Okay, well, we'll figure out what Chu's
Yeah.
connection is, but they certainly
Okay, yeah,
have a
that's an
strong.
idea.
Okay, yeah. So you have to keep your ambitions for revenge against Magistrate Sun hidden from your sworn friend Chu.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Let's come to Chu then. Do you want to do your general or your romantic?
I'd like to do romantic from the end of the book, if I could.
Sure.
And I was fascinated by the first one that I cannot choose between someone and someone.
Okay.
And well before we started, I was thinking in terms of the captain and Sun Magistrate.
So you
Interested.
are infatuated with both Captain Mei and Magistrate Sun?
Magistrate Sun.
Okay.
Yep. And
Is
then
that
the
okay
name-
with you, Rod?
Sounds good.
Excellent. All right.
And does that work with Ted as far as, I mean, it's kind of cool that
Yeah.
we've got a connection,
That works
but
well.
Perfect. All right. That brings us back around to Ying. What do you want to do for your romantic?
For what I want to do for my romantic. I think because one of these blanks has to be tied to an NPC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if
I
we
guess
want to
I'll
go, okay, well, if you have an idea.
Uh, Does anybody want to sort of be like a romantic rival to me? Because I'm thinking of the one, my friend blank and I vie for the attention of blank, despite their indifference to both of us. I think Chu's already has the two that he's pursuing, so
Right.
maybe Song or
Sure,
maybe,
yeah.
yeah,
And who are we both playing against
yeah.
after?
Yeah, who is our romantic target there?
I think maybe someone.
I mean, we can probably just choose the either groomer or the bride, you know, to cut the chase to be involved in this.
Could do the bride, or you could do. We've got some lovely characters there. Ashen Twilight, Onyx Viper potentially, Scholar of Hawks, and so on.
What about maybe Onyx Viper then? Because she's got like a similar look to Song, right? She's got the hat with the sword. Maybe she's like an outsider type as well.
Okay.
Like you've met her and this, and then we've both met her. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Here, you know, you're attracted to this sort of forbidden wanderer character, and of course for Song, this is a character who seems like would be a good match. So you're friends, but you both pursue them even though they have ignored both of you, or at least given no sign of their actual affections. Okay, that works. Captain Meillet.
Gosh. um, So many good ones.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I already have a bond with and with Chu. Rather, Chu has a bond or an entanglement with me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And we established that Ying is related to the groom, right? Siblings with the groom.
That is correct.
Yes.
All right. So what about something like yeah, I'd like to do something with Righteous Jade and with Ying.
Okay. Maybe you know, is it, I mean, that you know, are you in a relationship with Righteous Jade secretly? Do you pine after Righteous Jade? Were you previously in a relationship with them? Certainly Yang might not be so keen on his brother being involved with someone other than his bride to be.
What about something like in the past, like the like Righteous Jade actually pursued the captain, but
Yeah.
she rejected him because she can't be associated with any one clan. And Ying somehow knows a secret about us that I don't know. Or maybe Ying's angry because I rejected him.
What do you
Or
think
I
of that?
rejected the brother.
That Ying? Would you know? Do you think you would have disapproved of that? Do you think you actually think that Captain Meillet is a better match? or something else? Do you have, I mean, and we can rework this if there's something else we want to do with that.
Yeah, I think I'm good with. I think that would be good. Tying so that she. So was this like a one-way? Like no, it was Writer's Jade pursuing the captain, right?
Right.
This one. All right, and I think, but not sure if there's one on the romantic entanglements list, but maybe Ying is trying to keep a close eye on the captain to make sure the captain doesn't like interrupt the wedding or something like that.
Yeah. So Righteous Jade pursued the captain, and you're watching to make sure that relationship doesn't complicate things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So you know the captain, you're kind of worried about that, that might cause things to go wrong. All right. Let's come to Song. How do you want to describe your romantic?
Well, I've looked through a lot of those pre-written ones. I mean, I already have my one real romantic connection established to the Onyx, and
Yeah, we can certainly, if you want to have that complicated by another NPC.
yeah.
There's also the I rejected blank option. So instead
Yeah.
of you loving someone, you could have someone else coming after you.
Oh, that's true. We haven't brought the bride in, for example.
Huh. I reject it. Where is that? Oh, I see. I reject. I don't know. Huh.
Who do you think you want to have as the person that you rejected?
Hmm. You know what? Let's But then the second one has to be one of the PCs.
Nope, you've already got a PC.
Oh, I only had one PC in one, so
you can go 2 NPCs for this.
So yeah, so I think a sec. Oh, I have it. So I'm gonna use different. Like I used to tease. I lost it now. I used to tease. Oh, I used to tease. I have it now. Sorry. No. I used to see these. Looks like they could have been my servant. You know what Scholar of Hawks? She was like my my secretary or something like that.
Absolutely.
But now she only has eyes for Dawning Joy, which may complicate things
Okay.
a little bit on this wedding.
Excellent.
Got there.
Yeah.
Right.
And last but not least, Chu, what do you want for your general?
Oh, and did I understand that because I already picked a PC that I should leave it to 2 NPCs?
You can choose a PC in that, or you can choose 2 NPCs.
All right. One of the things I was wondering about possibly with Ying, if it sounds interesting, I have on my sheet for entanglements. What is it? Oh, I've got it here. Just not filled out. Somebody knows my secret and threatens to tell my friend someone who will not understand why I've deceived them. And I thought that would be a great opportunity for the bride to be one of the two.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if Ying might like to be either the first or the second.
Yeah, I
So
think that'd be good.
so is the secret, what is the secret then that Dawning Joy knows that you've kind of kept from Ying, your friend?
I think the secret is although I'm related, I'm really from outside of whatever cultural, national, or provincial boundary, and thus not the full status of either citizen or etc.
Sort of hiding your origins, that you came from the far north or came from the far west, perhaps a nation that the country is at war with, that is there. I think that works. The only thing is, I don't. We'll definitely want to watch it that we don't stray into the. We've definitely got racism as a, I believe, a line on there. So we'll definitely want to make sure that we lean into kind of it being nationality rather than ethnicity.
Right.
Is
right,
that
right.
just kind of put that out there? Okay. So what I need you to do, everybody, the last bit of this entanglement is pick a character, one of those characters from each of your entanglements, and write their names under bonds. You're going to have one from entanglement 1 and one from entanglement 2. These are the people that you're connected to, that you have a bond with. Bonds are a resource that you spend after you've rolled to give yourself a bonus. You can spend any of your bonds. If you have a bond with a particular person, like you have a bond with Ying, then you can spend that bond to help them. So if you have a bond with Ying, you can spend after they've rolled to give them a +1. And you can generate bonds through the comfort and support basic move. And bonds, when you spend a bond, you're not breaking the relationship. You're just calling on the strength that connection gives you in that. So I'm gonna let everybody do that. I'm gonna move a few.
And can I ask you, did you
Sure.
have any preference for whether you knew my secret and were threatening, or you were the friend who could be heard the secret?
What do you think, Ying?
I think that also kind of depends on what your relationship was with the other, right? Like, the NPC that you chose here, how is Chu related to them again?
Oh, I think it would be with courtly associations. There's enough with artistry and the poetry to be what have you, either patronized or part of invitees. But Yeah, that goes with dawning joy.
Yeah, I think maybe then Dawning Joy knows your secret and threatens to tell me, I suppose.
Excellent. All right, thanks.
All right. All right. So we are now going to take our first break. Our first break is 10. We'll take a second break later. So we're going to take a 10-minute break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to get things into motion. So there is a grand pavilion and estate where the wedding is being held. And outside of that is a more of a kind of a road village kind of leading in. So it's not a full city here, but a village, and then into this estate where these ceremonies are being held, where various representatives of the different Wulin clans and other groups, escort bureaus and merchants and things like that have come to attend on this important wedding. Where we start out, though, is with Ying and Captain Mei Yi. Let me ask you this, Ying. What season is it outside? Spring, summer, fall, winter?
Probably the fall.
Okay. So beautiful autumn leaves on the ground. There's some woods outside of town. And it's a striking scene. But we come and we see Ying and Captain Mei Yi. The two of you have been tasked, particularly by your father, Ying, to go out to an inn that is just on the outskirts of the village, outside of the estate. You are to meet someone who is on a secret mission, and they are bringing a important gift coming from the Limitless Sword Society. And the two of you have been tasked to do this very quietly, very secretly, because they are worried about things. And so, Captain Beye, what do you think of Ying? He is our bravo, our spoiled child, but he's also the brother of Righteous Jade, and he is in your entanglement. So what do you think of him?
I think that if he behaves, we're not going to have a problem.
So maybe a little
and
bit tense.
yeah, I mean, I don't see him as someone who's really on my radar as far as, someone I need to watch out for, either positively or negatively. But yeah, I mean, circumstances have making sure that we work together. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Ying, generally, what's your feeling about Captain Mei Yi?
I think Ying doesn't particularly like working with Captain Mei Yi, not because of anything personally, but because every time he has to work with them, every time he has to work with her, it means he has to do official business and can't be playing around, which he would very much prefer. To him, like Mei Yi is sort of like that. Mei Yi represents official, boring work.
Absolutely. And you will arrive at this inn, classic in through the doors, got the bar up to one side, the tables arranged. There's the walk up to the railed above where there are other tables, so you can kind of look down. And certainly as soon as you come in, the innkeeper shouts your name, Master Liu Shang. It is so good to see you. How are you? Are you well?
I'm very well, thank you. I trust you have my booth ready.
Yes, there is a matter. I don't want to discuss it sort of in front of officials, but we'll talk about your tab at some point.
Of course, don't worry about it.
Absolutely,
You know I'm good
especially
for it.
on your brother's wedding day. Absolutely, I would not wish to, or coming up wedding, which just I'll bring the drink and they will gesture you and Captain May over and seated. They bring you a nice stone flasks of wine. They put the cup down in front of you. They look at you, Captain May, as if to say, wine?
No, water. I'll have like water with like some mint.
All right. Yes. And they will go and bring that to you. And after a minute or two, you will see a figure, kind of hooded, cloaked, come down the stairs and come over to your table. And I have a wrapped bundle. Looks like it could be a sword or something. And they will sit down and will actually kind of lay that out on the table. And they will pull their hood back. And to somewhat your shock and surprise, Ying, it is dawning joy.
Joy. Why are you here? Don't you have like makeup or something that brides do before the wedding?
I have time for that. There's the feast this evening and the ceremony tomorrow. This is a precious item and could not trust it to just anyone. So my guardian sent me to bring it here.
I do not understand the need for all this secrecy.
Well, it's perhaps outside of your pay grade in this, Captain. I don't think you need to worry about that. This is just how things are being done.
I do not place my value on what I paid, but what I can
I'm not
provide.
being paid for this either.
Yes. And she will say, well, let us have a drink before we head out on the road then. But without waiting for you to object, Captain, she gestures over and a cup is brought for her, and she will take a slug. I'm going to cut from you two there in the inn. Chumo, you have been called on to travel to the wedding. You have been specifically requested, since you know a number of the people involved, families, to be the person to provide some impromptu poetry at the feasts and so on, and that's been asked of you. So you traveling back here. Song, what is your reason for going to the wedding?
Well, through the grapevine, I have heard that my nemesis, Magistrate's son, is A, going to be here, and B, they are going to make some try to make some deals with some make some evil deals with someone in the local families.
You've heard that that there's some rumors amongst your people that Magistrate Sun is looking to carry out some kind of plot or something at the wedding. So you're in a simple disguise. So that and it was surprising to you on the road when you fell in with someone who knew you, Chumo, and there is. Do you think it's a friendly rivalry between you and Chu regarding things, or is it more quiet, or what do you think that is?
I suggest a friendly. My thoughts are a friendly rivalry, partly already complicated, because Song knows about my affections. Not only for the captain, but I've confided that I'm also, unfortunately, interested in the magistrate as well too. And would I know enough of the story to feel conflicted and that
you know that the Magistrate Son is after Song. I don't think you know the full story. Does that seem fair, Song?
Yeah, sure.
But the two of you have been traveling along, and you've hit the edge of town, the village there, and Song, you are more well acquainted with, let us say, the unorthodox and unsavory side of the Wulin world. And up ahead, you will see a set of figures going into this inn. And while they do have, again, the hoods up to kind of cover themselves, you spot the face of one of them, and you will recognize a member of a group called the Four Fiery Devils. They are four sworn brothers. Each of them practices with a very specific martial weapon. So there's Chain Devil, Whip Devil, Hammer Devil, and Ring Devil. And you will recognize them going in, and you can tell that if they are going in to this place together in this way, that something is up. What do you do? What do you say to Chumo?
Oh yeah, I like lean towards him. Those are four devils. I actually once almost caught two of them, but alas, the other two arrived and freed them. I don't think they would be very friendly, but I think they at least respect me a bit. And I don't think they are up to anything good.
That's for certain.
I don't think they ever been in their life.
We must investigate, at least.
Yes.
If there's a good tale.
Yeah.
So, Song, you are kind of heading up to follow behind.
Yeah.
Ying, Captain Mei Yi, I think you are acutely aware as you are seated there when this group comes in. And you will see three of them kind of scan the room, see you and Ying, and begin walking towards you. The last one kind of stays by the door to clearly cover the exit. Captain Mei Yi, you can tell that these are dangerous criminals. What do you do?
We still don't know what's in that package, right? Or whatever was wrapped up in
That it's
that.
still on the table, yes.
I shove it towards Dawning Joy, and I will stand up and kind of like in between Dawning Joy and this person coming out, I kind of said myself.
And you will see this first one throws back their hood as you stand up, and the scar on the face. This is someone that you have tangled with before. You hear the sound of the shing as they let down. They have this great length of chain, and they will say, Captain Meyi, this is doubly auspicious for us. We will have our prize, and perhaps we will finish you off today.
I apologize. I cannot remember your name. You and your brothers are so.
Go. That does, like, they the hoods go down, they all pull out their weapons as if to say, look, this is what we do. And they look a little angry, but definitely their attention is on you. Ying, what do you do?
Yeah, so we'll sort of like try to put himself behind the captain, but in front of Dawning Jade as well. I thought,
Okay.
Sorry, Dawning Joy. And then he says to Dawning Joy, it's inauspicious for the bride to be involved in a spat before her wedding.
She will nod and kind of pull the package tight, and is kind of watching to see about exits, and these three are kind of doing that thing where the one is standing in the center, the other two are kind of spreading out, as if to form that. Let's bring Song and Chu onto the scene. Song, you glance in through the doorway, you can see three of the devils have spread. You will see your old friend, Captain Meyi, and Ying are standing there. There's another person behind them. You're not sure who that is, but it looks like these three of these devils are moving to attack, and there's clearly, I mean, you know how this works, there's clearly another one just inside the door. What do you want to do? You're muted.
Oh my god. Today. So yeah, I will just walk in. I like remove my hat so that they know who I am. And like, oh, Sword Devil, Ring Devil, and Whip Devil.
Whip
Which
Devil.
one is?
So whip.
It's not
So the one that's by your door, the door, is actually
the
the Whip Devil.
Yeah, Whip Devil. I think you guys should change your plans. We all know that it takes all four of you to defeat one magistrate, so it appears that you are a little bit outnumbered.
And I think the Whip Devil steps back away from the door so he can see you, and that steel whip drops into his hand, and he says, "You're no longer a magistrate, so I think our odds are even."
Well, you think that I forgot everything when they stripped me of my title?
We'll find out, won't we?
If you really, really insist,
Chu,
then be it.
Yeah. You see Stong kind of steps into, he's facing down this Whip Devil. You'll see those three in there. You'll see Captain Meyi. Oh my gosh, and she's in danger. And Ying, and they're these three warriors. What do you want to do?
I instantly I see Ying. I especially see Captain Me, it's almost like the zoom and then flashback to my eyes softening. And I figure I'm immediately looking to the side of this door for anything I can grab, fling, defend with. I don't know. I picture almost like a coat neck. Is there a big
there are the stools. You could easily grab up one of those. They're heavy and wooden and solid.
Okay. All right. So I want to leap right into it. Start grabbing a stool and start wielding it towards the whipmaster, the whip devil.
The one that Song is engaged with, or one of the three
Who Song is engaged with.
Okay. So Song, you will see the poet Chumo, who you don't think knows how to do this, come up. The stool gets raised up, and I think that's the signal for everything to kind of go into action. So Captain Meiyi, tell me what you want to do.
Oh, yeah. Sword comes out to block out whatever, sword and sheath to block out the two side people if they attack, and then just do a front kick to give some distance and push the guy in front of me away.
Okay. So it sounds to me like we are actually maybe using your Legends of the Mountain to kind of push back a couple of these folks. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah. Are there any other patrons in the inn?
There are
that
probably a
need to
couple
protect?
other patrons. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's bring them outside so that we don't disturb their dinner or their
Okay.
lunch or whatever.
So what do you want to roll Legends of the Mountain with?
Yeah, I'll use I'll use metal.
Okay.
Trying to control the situation.
Absolutely.
Okay. 2d6. I rolled a 10.
So that is a 10. And you said you wanted to change the location?
Yes, I do want to hurting them outside.
So I think that is that you are in on them. They've got the chain devil and ring devil, and you're pushing them back. And I think there is that bit where you kind of go crash through one of the windows, and now you're outside with the two of them. Ying, you will see there's one of these devils that is left, and Captain Meiyi has pulled the other two away. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna say to him, point him towards the door and how Chu and Song are dealing with his last brother, and say, looks like your brother is outnumbered over there. Perhaps you should abandon this situation here and let us leave.
I don't think he's necessarily susceptible to your words, and I do think that large hammer comes out, and he is going to move towards you, and he will say, "Move, or I will knock you away."
And then Ying will flick the coin that he was holding in his hand, which he intended to pay for the drinks with, at the hand holding the large hammer.
Perfect. So you're going to be engaging him. I mean, engaging. We'll do the duel here in a second. Song, you see Chumo coming up. Do you want to let Chumo handle it? Do you want to try and take out the whip devil first, or do you want to follow Captain Meiyi, who's taking on two of them outside?
Oh, I think I actually want to do something else, because, like,
Sure.
I know they are 4 devils.
Yes.
I see 3 of them.
Well, there are 4 of them in here. There's the one that's by you, and then there's the 3 that engaged Meiyi and Ying.
Oh, 3 of them. Okay, I
Yeah.
lost count. Okay,
Sure.
So, well, in that case, well, from what I've seen Chumo, because he's my son brother, I know that even through his musician, he and poet, he can't take care of himself, even through I never understood how.
Okay.
even. It just kind of happens. Yeah, I will follow the captain.
Okay. So Chu, you will see Song leaps out that window that has been shattered, leaving you to face the whip devil, who will raise up his whip. Are you going to engage him?
Yes.
Okay. So it seems to me like Song, you're gonna leap out. You can engage one of them, Captain Mei Yi, another one, and Ying is here with us. Does that seem like we've got all of our kind of pairings together?
Let's dance.
All right, Ying, we'll start with you. You are there. The Hammer Devil raises this up. These foes are on your scale. So we do a dual move here. And you'll roll with your style element. What is your style element?
My style is fire.
Okay, then roll with fire.
So 2d6, 8 plus 2, 10.
Absolutely. So tell me what that looks like. Like the Malay, he comes in, he's swinging this big sword, probably hits one of the posts, and splinters fly off, and try to dodge the coins. How is it that you, with your darts and coins, take this guy down?
I think the main advantage Ying has over him with his large weapon is that Ying is much more lighter on foot, and so he can't really get in range of Ying to sort of swing the big weapon at him. And all this time, Ying is just peppering him with coins and specifically aiming for his hands to misdirect the hammer. And then after a few times of missing with the hammer sort of and the coin knocks his hand in such a way that the hammer flies out of his hand.
So let me ask you this: do you follow up on him, or if he goes to pull away, are you going to let him escape?
I think my priority is the Dawning Joy, so
Okay.
I'm going to stay with her. And so if he tries to run, I will not pursue.
Okay, he definitely falls back now that his weapon is gone, and he is looking around at his brothers to see what's going on, to judge what he should do. Chu, you are also inside, and this steel whip comes out. You hear that supersonic crack. He shatters a table with it, and then he comes at you, and he goes, "I don't know you, but you've made a terrible mistake."
I heard of you, whipped devil.
Whip, not whipped.
You're about to be whipped, devil.
Yeah, you gonna engage him?
I'm going to engage him, and I'm wondering if I can kind of set up. Is there any possibility, part of what I'm doing can have something to do with the other stools as well, too?
What? Absolutely, absolutely.
Schematically, kind of like picking up another stool while wielding that one, and suddenly I have these kind of unorthodox.
Oh yeah.
You
So he is on your scale. He is a named opponent, so you get a +1 forward. So roll with your style element, and then I'll have you narrate what happens based on that roll.
1, 2-sided dice. And then adding plus. That sounds like. Give us a fun roller.
Oh yeah. You get these stools. Tell me what that looks like. Like, how is it that this guy's got this whip? He's a bandit, scarred up. He's swinging this around. How do you, with your use of the environment, take him out?
I think kind of like when someone pulls back to telegraph a punch. I think when he hit the table, that was kind of a telegraphed metal thing. I'm like, thank you for another half second, and just dived in immediately while kind of comboing with the other stool, and Heck, if I could get a third one in there, but kind of
Absolutely. So you just kind of smack him around with these stools. He's trying to get back up, but of course you're in underneath him. And it more looks, I mean, to everybody else's vision, it looks like just a brawl, that you were just beating him with these stools rather than doing anything fancy. And I think he will stagger back to the doorway. I think we get that shot of the bruises on his face from your strikes, and I think he is stunned there. We'll come back to you since we know you're going to show the mercy, but well, in a second, we'll figure out how you want to deal with them. Captain Meyi, you've defended the group. You've pulled these two foes out. You're looking at them. You're a little worried because you know these two together are a dangerous foe. But then from out of nowhere, standing next to you is Song.
Yeah, my eyebrows shoot up and kind of like, where did you come from? And then then I turn my attention back to our foe, and discussion can wait till later.
So you were already having a parlay with Chain Devil. You already irritated him, so I think he is your dance partner for this fight. So let's have you roll duel. He is on your scale.
Ooh, 4.
Captain Mei Yi. So you are on a miss. So I think that he swings in, wraps your hand with the sword on it, and rather than striking you, he is going to fling you, and you go flying in and shatter a shed over there. Mark an element, whichever one you want, but you're kind of flat on your back and maybe a little embarrassed in front of your old friend. Does that seem fair?
Yes.
Okay. Song, you see this. You see Chain Devil, takes advantage of Captain Miyi's distraction and wraps her arm and sends her flying. And the devil with these sharp metal rings comes at you. What do you want to do? Do you want to engage Ring Devil, Chain Devil, something else?
Yeah, I will go for a Ring Devil.
Okay.
I'm sure May can. Maybe will can salvage this, but I don't want the other one to pile up here. And I will just look at him. Oh, why does it always have to be you?
This time is going to be different.
Oh, really? How?
And he'll come in with those rings. His style is maybe a little more advanced than the last time you fought him a couple of years ago. Let's have you roll with your style element.
Yeah. So that's +1.
Yep.
Wow.
And it is different. Right now you've got a 5.
Yeah.
You could burn both your bonds if you wanted to get that to a 7.
No. Let's not do that yet.
So I think it is that he gets up on you, and at the last minute he sort of switches, and he grabs your blade and he turns it and he flings your blade up into the air, and you'll hear the sound of it shunk as it lands on the point down on the roof of the inn. And let's have you mark an element, whichever one you want. And you are also in a bad position here. We'll come back to you two outside in just a second. Ying, you see this going on. You see Chu Mo, who you know, beating a Whip Devil back. I think Hammer Devil is realizes he can't necessarily get past you, and I think he is moving to get out of here. Maybe he's going to try and rejoin his brothers, but he's definitely falling back. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, I think that's fine with me.
And so what do you want to do when as he runs?
I think I want to go to the window, or if there's a window where I can see either Song or Mei fighting out.
Oh, but yeah,
outside the
they've
window.
been shattered through. Go up to the gap where the window was, and you can see Song get disarmed and Mei kind of rolling up from being thrown.
Mhm.
What do you want to do?
I think I see them in a bad position, and I'm going to try to help one of them from inside.
Okay.
and try-
So like, we just want to do like a support action to assist.
Yeah, if I could assist them with support action.
Yeah, we've got comfort
equally.
and support, which you can do to either have them clear an element or give a bond for them to use. Does that seem like a fair way to handle that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
What do
yeah.
you want to roll that with?
I think I like to roll that with wood.
Okay. And who are you helping? Is it Mei Yi or is it Song?
I think whoever I think is in the worst position. Are they equally in a bad position?
Absolutely. I'm going to force you to make that choice.
Okay. I think I'll help Song then, because Song is technically my friend.
Yes. And the magistrate, magistrates. All right. So let's have you roll with your element there.
Roll the 10.
That is a 10. So Song, you can clear an element, or you can give Ying a bond with you that they could spend later. Which would you prefer?
I'm gonna clear my fire
Okay.
back.
Yeah. And then Ying, because you rolled a 10 plus, you can, I don't think you have an element marked, right? Okay. So you can either give Song a bond with you so they can help you later, or you can ask Song a question that they have to answer.
I think I'll give them a bond with me.
Okay. So Song record a bond with Ying as they assist you kind of, what is it you do to rally Song?
I think what I do is from the window, I throw out a tea set, so a kettle, and then about a few teacups go out towards the devil that he's engaged with, and so that distracts him just long enough for Song to regain his feet.
Absolutely. He's ready to make that final blow, but then teacup, pot, kind of looks up again, gets hit with another cup, kind of staggering back, wipes the tea off his face, giving Song a moment. We cut back inside. Chu Mo, how do you deal with this whip devil who's in the doorway, who's kind of falling back from your blows?
And can I ask, what was that move to support?
It's called comfort and support.
Oh, so actively done. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I came up with a kind of limerick to humiliate.
Okay.
At this point, and it kind of calls. There once was a devil from outside who really never should have come inside. If he chooses to flee, he won't have to deal with we, and thus can avoid fratricide.
Excellent. So you may, if you wish, mark a bond with Whip Devil, kind of represent like his looking at you as he falls back, irritated. Do you think this kind of changes how the four fiery devils see you, or the other person that's in here is Dawning Joy? Do you think that changes how she sees you?
Oh, let's go with Dawning Joy.
Okay. What's the change?
Ooh.
Respects you more, respects you less, intrigued?
Let's go with respects me more.
Okay.
And that might be a kind of neat counterpoint to she had the secret.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, I think that she is certainly impressed with you. And I kind of flipped that from the normal way of the move because I think it's more active right now for her to kind of have that vision judging you. Captain Maillet, that was not great. You kind of get to your feet, wipe the dust off you, and you can see Chain Devil is coming at you, following up.
Oh, all right. So he threw me into the shed, and can I say like yeah, you see her get thrown into it, and then the next scene there's a horse there, and I'm riding out and trying to yank him to drag him.
Absolutely. So rather than kind of standing up, we see you kind of burst out the shed connected to the stables. You grab a horse, come riding out, and go to strike at him again.
Oh, yeah, you know, I just want to, since if he has his chain still around me, I want to drag him
Okay,
off his feet. And
that still feels like a duel. Let's have you roll. He's still on your scale.
13.
Oh yeah, like this is completely unexpected. He has a hold of you. He's got that chain. You know, he's seen you vanish into there, and then suddenly you burst out. Wood goes flying everywhere, and we see you riding along, and he's still, you know, secured to this, and he will bounce along, crying out. Do you want to show mercy and let him escape, or do you want to finish him off or capture him?
Oh yeah, I think I definitely want to capture him.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we see you like do that tight turn absurdly, and he gets flung by the chain into a wall and kind of crashes to the ground unconscious. Song, you'll see that happen. You've got this opening given by Ying.
Yeah, so I will look at him. Looks like you've actually learned something. Well, not how to be an honest man, but you know, at least you learned something. Well, luckily for me, I also learned a few things since we last met, and I take my blowgun and just start as he's like jump back and start, blowing darts at him.
Perfect. So he is still on your scale. Let's go ahead and have you roll. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna use one of my bonds.
Absolutely. Which bond you're burning?
I mean, I guess it makes sense since Ying is one supporting me so actively
Absolutely. You've taken advantage of Ying's assistance, and he'll fall back. Now, are you a person who shows your foes mercy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is that moment where he kind of drops, and you have a second where you could finish him off, but you kind of pull the blowgun back.
Yeah. And then I look around myself, and I see the captain and my sword not being here, and I just give her like a very questioning look, like what is going to happen? What is this? What are we doing here now?
I'm going to kind of cut us forward a little bit.
Yeah.
We have 2 of the fiery devils have gotten away, but 2 of them are captured and tied up. And I think we cut to the inn where the innkeeper is desperately cleaning up. And it's the 4 of you plus our bride kind of in the background. She's pulled up her hood again to kind of conceal herself, but she's kind of waiting. Captain Mei Yi, how long has it been since you saw Song?
I think it's been a few months.
Okay. What do you say to him?
Your timing is appreciated, but Magistrate, you must turn yourself in.
Oh. That is. Yes, I will turn myself in when the time comes, and when I will make sure that I do have everything I need to show everyone what really happened. Until then, I would just die for nothing.
If you have the truth on your side, I will stand there as well. But I cannot let you go.
Well, if I've learned something in previous few years, there's a lot of men and women who had the truth on their side, and they're still hiding deep within the forests.
Ying, what's your take on this, on your reaction to this? You've seen Chumo and Mei and Song here. What are you doing or saying?
I think do I know that Dawning Joy and Chu know each other?
I think you know that Chu has been a hired poet for your family and their family before. So yeah, she definitely knows who Chu is.
I think I'll be engaging Chu and Dawning Joy, and I'll be saying to Dawning Joy, of course, you remember Chu? He played for us the last time that you were at our house.
Yes, I remember Chu very well.
Yeah, I'm sure that whatever the gift that you're bringing my family, it's okay to show to him as well, right? We don't have to deal in secrecy here, right?
Ooh. This feels like Hearts and Minds. You're trying to convince her to show this?
Yeah, I'm trying to convince her to show me this, and because I think that Chu and Song are my friends, I think I'm trying to get their assistance in this matter also. So I'm trying to get her to show it to them as well.
Okay. What do you want to roll that with?
This feels like I guess wood.
Yeah, that seems good.
Right. Heck.
So she is reluctant, but she will stop and she will unwrap the hilt of this blade. Chumo, what is the name of the blade of the Limitless Sword Society? The sort of the blade that marks, you know, the peer, the leadership of the group. What is that called, Chu?
It is the blade of eternal cherry blossoms.
Yeah. But when you see the actual metal of this, it's that kind of layered where you can kind of just see the patterns in the blade, and it looks like cherry petals, cherry blossom petals on it. And she will kind of turn to Ying and Mei Song too, and say, you can see why it is so important that this be delivered safely.
Why is this here? Why is it not with your master?
I was sent to get this. I do not know why it is being brought. I was told it was for a gift. She'll turn to Captain Mei to Song. She would say, Captain, it is important that we go now back to the city. Perhaps your business with, she starts to say magistrate, but she stops. She says, with Master Song, can wait until after the other business is concluded?
Can I roll inner conflict?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
The captain is part of a way to, you know, Captain, I'm infatuated with you, so this is an opportunity to just be like, we came for you. Please spare Song for now.
Yeah.
He's going to turn himself in because you're the best.
Yeah. Before you, I think like before you decide, like I will just like put my hand on yours, like, May, you wait on this business for what, 3 years now? I'm sure another few days won't hurt, wouldn't they?
May, what are you rolling at with?
Flexibility water.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. A 7.
So you can either mark water and kind of keep yourself calm and go along with this, or you can kind of flee the scene and flee your duty.
I'll mark water, and
Okay.
I will say yeah, a few days more. And you are coming with us, are you not?
Yes, we all must go. We all must go. Thank you, Chief, for your kind words. Shall we be off? It would be best if we get back to the pavilion before it grows dark.
Let us go.
And she will gather you all together, and you will head out of here through the village to the estate and the pavilion that has been set up. So we know some things about what we're seeing here, but let me ask you this, Ying. What has been set up as the sort of the special place where the ceremony is itself going to be held tomorrow? Is there a temple? Is there a pavilion in a lake? Is there a special altar or something else, or a chamber that's been made up? What do you think we see on screen?
Yeah, I think there's a lake, and then all around the lake, the family has put up these tents or pavilions for the guests to sit in. But in the middle of the lake, like on a floating platform, they've set up this. They've set up the ceremony, the ceremonial chairs and the tea set and the little altar. Yeah, so it's on the floating platform in the middle of the lake.
Yeah, it has taken workmen weeks to prepare this huge platform, to get the connectors out to it, to build everything, to test it and steady it. It is going to be spectacular. And Captain Mei, what's another feature we see? We see those tents, we see the lake, we see the pavilion. What else do we see here as we arrive? What do you think, Mei?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Uh, it's very colorful. There's a lot of like colorful flags surrounding the different pavilions.
Yeah. So what's the color of the dominant color for Dancing Thunder Manor?
Dancing Thunder. I think gold.
Okay.
If that's
Is that okay with you, Ying?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. And what is the dominant color for the Limitless Sword Society?
Oh, I think it's the color of cherry blossoms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that kind of pink to white. So we see the banners of those. We see those symbols all around. What here, in terms of the people in the populace, catches your eye, Chu? I mean, you're kind of salt of the earth. There are a lot of servants around and villagers and things like that. So what catches your eye?
I think what catches our eye are the flags and kind of the accoutrement that go with the flags.
Mhm.
Streamers and ribbons and just very either plant-like, blossom-like, or something. There's just some effect to it that's just like, oh my goodness, this is not your typical either wedding or town event or anything.
Absolutely. And song, let me ask you this. When you kind of arrive in town, are you kind of sticking here with Mei, or are you kind of fading off to kind of find your own way, or are you doing something else?
I think I'm pretty self-confident that, like, I can just see how this happens with me, and like, if it comes to it, I can always escape. We've been through this dance here and there. She tries to arrest me, it never works out.
That
I
seems
kind of feel like she's not really that 100, like absolutely into trying to arrest me, as she could be. So I know that if she really, really wanted to, I would be already probably dead or something, but I'm self-confident I can handle all this.
absolutely. So what I'd like to do now, you've all arrived here in this. I would like to do kind of go around and see what you do. There's a feast this evening, but I'd like to have you each call a scene with an NPC or NPCs, or with a PC. All of our characters that we have in the NPC tab are present here, though some of them may be more hidden than others. Ying, what do we see you do? Who is it you want to talk to? What is it you want to do?
And we've ensured that the sword has been delivered.
Dawning Joy has gone to her guardian and has handed over the sword to them. So Peerless Salon has the blade.
Okay. I like to approach my father, Lord Fathom, and then go up to him and say, "Hey, Father, do you know what they sent us? Do you know what was in the package that was delivered today?"
Son, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. This is an auspicious day for us. This is important. Yes, I know what they have sent us, and It is quite the dowry, is it not?
And then Ying is going to look at him and say, that is no dowry. Those are chains. You are chaining our family.
You do not know of what you speak.
I know of what I speak. We may be walking among this world, but we should not be tied to their entanglements. We should pursue coin and drink. That you forget what our business is. Our business is not swords or blood. What is the meaning of all this coin that we gather then?
What do you want to try? Does this feel like hearts and minds? What are you trying to do? Or trying to impress him? What do you think you're doing here?
I'm trying to get my father to either divulge more of what my father's plan is, or if my father doesn't have a plan, realize that there's something more going on.
Perfect. That feels like study then. What do you want to roll that with?
I think this feels like wisdom awareness thing. So water.
Yeah.
That's a 7.
So you have one hold. You can spend that to ask a question, any question that you want about a person or place thing. Alternately, you can also tell me and declare what his reaction or his plans are.
Okay. Oh, I can declare what my father's plan is, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I think he is trying to get Righteous Jade installed as the heir to the Limitless Sword Society. That's
Absolutely.
why the sword has come.
He sees the potential. He sees that this family, like joining these together, having them make him heir, your brother will be in a vaunted high position, and he is blinded by that. He says, look, this will help you. Your place will be assured in all of this as well. Now, is your father the one who spoils you, or is it your mother?
My mother.
Then he says, and given the way that you act, you need every advantage that you can get. The time has come for you to step up. You will support your brother, and you will support this family in this. He looks at you, waiting for you to say yes, affirm.
He's going to say, you don't know who you're dealing. You don't know Righteous Jade. You think he's such a good boy. But I tell you now, Father, I'm the good boy. Then he's going to storm off.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, he's not off before he can say anything back to you. You've stepped away. Captain Mei Yi, what is it that you want to do? Who do you want to talk to? You know the sword has been delivered successfully. What is it do you want to do before the evening feast here?
Can I say that I stumble upon Righteous Jade talking to Hell?
Absolutely. I think we stumble, and I think that we see that conversation, but as you come up, Hell kind of vanishes off, like steps away, and Righteous Jade will kind of turn to you, clearly kind of concealing that there was any kind of conversation going on, and he'll say, Captain, Captain, how are you?
Righteous Jade, that woman, is she here at your invitation?
I don't know who you're talking about.
I am entrusted to keeping the peace for your wedding.
Absolutely, yes, and there will be. There's no worries. There's no issue.
There are some who may take objection to her presence.
It is merely a passing conversation. It's nothing you need to worry your head about. But I love it when you're angry. There's a fire in your eyes.
I think she kind of blushes at that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I see you have not changed. Do not forget that you will be married very soon.
I am well aware of my wedding day coming. You just put your attention to making sure nothing goes wrong. And I've already been over the details of things with Magistrate Sun, so there shouldn't be too much for you to worry about.
Worrying comes with my job. And gosh, I think she'll pause and gosh, I think she just looks like about to say something and she doesn't, and kind of gives him a curt nod.
I will
I-
speak with you later.
I wish you joy for your special day.
How very generous of you.
Oh, I take umbrage at that. And I walk away.
Song. What is it you want to do? Who is it you want to talk to? What is it we want to see here?
Who do I have connect? Yeah, let's meet with Scholar of Hawks.
Gasp. What are you doing here? What? Have anyone seen you? Has Captain Meyi seen you? Always so, and she like grabs you and pulls you into the shadows.
Yeah.
You're always so foolish.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. What are you doing here? If I may ask.
Pause, and she says, "Well, I still serve the judicial branch, and I'm just here to help with security arrangements," she says, lying to you.
Oh, I see.
But
You're not going to arrest me, are you?
no, I don't have the right to do that. I don't. But even if I did, I wouldn't. I
Oh.
believe you're innocent.
Oh. I was just afraid that it's big. Oh, I just thought it's because you think I'm too pretty to be arrested.
Don't start with me. You're going to get. And you see her pause, and she says, "I don't make things difficult for me."
How would I make things difficult for you?
Never mind. But you should go and do your business.
Yeah, but, well, we both know that between you and me, on this very specific wedding, the one who's gonna make things difficult for them is not me. Isn't it?
She says, you make things difficult for everyone.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
How do I make things difficult for everyone?
You're a wanted criminal. You're here and you're hunted by one of the two people who is overseeing security at this wedding. And
Yeah.
you have ties to other people who are here. You're like, if someone sees you and knows,
Well, then have me arrested right here. You can make this so easy.
no, I can't do that.
I know. Well, just, maybe this will all get just over, today or tomorrow. And there we go back to where we were, before I got framed. Think about it before you do anything stupid. Please.
She looks at you and she said, I am going to walk away now.
Oh. Yeah.
Be careful.
Likewise. I wouldn't stand if anything happened to you. You know that.
And kind of makes it, pulls a face and says, I should go. Chumo, what do we want to see? Who do you want to interact with here?
All right. I have a quick side question.
Sure.
I saw that the unorthodox playbook for courtly things had that wonderful banquet move, and I was wondering if I can switch that out with the peach blossoms move.
Remind me of what that is.
When you protect someone from the anger or oppression of those in power, roll. On a hit, you succeed and protect them immediately and from future repercussions.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
For potential later. I think I'd like to, either as a prelude to song meeting with Scholar, or afterwards, perhaps. I think I'm moving towards a brief dip into an inner conflict move.
Okay.
At the beginning, I started intimating song. I'm feeling bad about the magistrate and things, and now things are compounded even more with Captain May, and it just kind of feels like, a double dose of bad fate, and I'm starting to obsess over, like, I'm so sorry, and things are so difficult for you, and here I am. I'm drinking lychee wine.
Okay. Absolutely.
Too much, and I'm just like, song, I shall write an epic poem, but I don't want it to be short. Your life should be long and fulfilled, and I just pouring myself out
To
song.
to song.
About me, because it's about my two romantic infatuations. I'm obsessing over my guilt.
Let's set that up after Song has talked to Scholar of Hawks, and you find them again. This is the first chance you've had to really kind of in town talk to them, and give us the gist of what you are laying out to Song.
I'm trying to pull on Song. Song, I must speak to you. It was bad enough when the magistrate was someone I pine over, but it's a betrayal to you that Captain May as well too, and I'm such a terrible friend. You don't deserve me. Life should not be this difficult for you. I shall write songs for you. I shall write poetry. I don't even do songs, but I do poetry and songs. And I'm trying to get over. Yeah.
So let's have you roll that inner conflict here. I think that you are trying to express this. And I think you are struggling with this issue. Does that seem fair?
Sounds great.
What do you want to roll that with?
Gonna be a strong suit, I think, since this is about obsessing and things. It's gonna have to be whatever's. Let's see, that looks like it. Oh boy, that would be Earth -1.
Sure.
Mention in there, but this is real. This is the fiction here. Let's follow that. But I think I want to burn a bond.
Well, let's you can roll. You can burn bond afterwards. Yeah.
Where's my ruler? Right here.
I don't think there's enough bonds in the world. I think that as you are standing there, kind of pouring your heart out, Song, you will see, watching you, kind of as you're drunkenly blabbering a little bit here, or maybe a little more effusive than you would otherwise be. They don't see, because the Song is facing away from him, they don't see who that is, but you will see Magistrate Sun is watching you and is clearly like taken aback at you being so maudlin and expressive in public. She's a fairly stoic figure, and you can tell that they're judging you. Song, what do you say to Chu, who seems to have kind of like just kind of trailed off?
Oh, my brother, this is nothing to be ashamed of. And I would never say that you were a terrible brother to me. And as for your taste in, as your choices of your infatuations, seems to, first off, it seems to be lucky that I've lost my position, since, well, that you may have fallen from me too. I won't particularly mind, but just, that was joking. Oh, it didn't work. Just like, flailing there, like trying to say something. And like, oh, that didn't. Well, what am I trying to say is, my affairs between me and Magistrate you don't have to pick a side if you don't want to. I wouldn't ask you for if this is how you feel. But also, if this is how you feel, I feel you have a stronger need to defeat them so they don't hurt you more than they hurt me.
Song, I can't have them. First loyalty. And it's never been a choice. The heart goes where the heart leads. I'm sorry.
It seems to be like, it sounds like maybe you like are withdrawing from the scene then, Chu. Okay. Chu kind of goes away, words left unfinished there. Let's take our second break. Let's take 5. We'll come back and we're going to head into the downhill stretch of this. We're going to put people in places and get things moving. So take 5 and we will be back. So I think we're going to cut forward here to the feast and the dinner and the gathering and everyone together in the pavilion here as darkness falls, with toasts and celebrations, and we cheering of the bride and the groom, and Lots of people around, kind of a chaos of this. But I want to give everybody a chance to do another kind of like interaction with either a PC or an NPC here, to move things a little bit forward. So Ying, you are kind of up front during the festivities. Your brother seems in very high spirits. Your father is as well. Your mother is happy that things are going well. So who do you want to talk to? What scene do you want? Do you want to talk to your brother? Do you want to consult with one of the other PCs? Do you want to do something else? What do you think?
I think Ying is kind of torn, like whether he should try to. He's like mad because of his father, and he kind of wants to go look for Onyx Viper, but he also wants to try to make sure that he also wants to try to talk to Righteous Jade about things.
So it feels like inner conflict, kind of a good choice and a bad choice. What do you want to roll that with?
I think this feels like I think this might be an Earth.
Okay, let's have you roll.
7.
That is a 7. So now you have a choice. Do you want to kind of withdraw from the scene? You'll probably run into Onyx Viper at that point. Or do you want to kind of mark Earth and like take responsibility and speak with your brother?
I think he's going to flee the scene. Right?
Then I think sort of as you move out into kind of the shadows of things, I think somewhat to your surprise, you will see Onyx Viper is there. She finishes a conversation with someone and they head off, and she will look Master Ying.
Onyx Viper, you came. I wasn't sure that you would come.
I had business to attend to here.
Perfect. And if your business is concluded, why don't you join me for a drink?
I will have a drink with you, yes. She'll sit down with you. She very measuredly pours herself out a cup and pours a cup for you and then hands you the bottle and says, was there something you needed?
Yes. I was wondering if you would reconsider taking me along with you the next time you leave town.
To what end?
Well, to whatever and you usually leave town for. I'm flexible.
She says, absolutely. I'm sure when the wedding is done, various matters will be settled.
Perfect.
If you are still around, you may go with me.
Oh, I'll definitely be around. Don't you worry.
So you say, but things happen.
And then he's going to very cheerfully down his cup of the wine.
Absolutely. I think we see you step away, walk away, and we see her stand up. And I think we see out of the shadows, the person she was talking to step forward, and we see Hell whispering something to her, and she will nod seriously. Let's come to song. You have this party, you have this gathering. How are you? What are you doing? Who are you talking to?
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I still have something with the captain I kind of need to get off my chest. And, you know, given my last conversation with Chu, I may try to push something here also.
Okay.
Like, may solve a few things. So, where do we meet? Oh, if it's okay, I think that I just, you know, walk into your, like, office.
Sort of
That's
after
okay,
after
maybe?
the feast, maybe Captain, you're looking over the duty roster
Oh.
after the meal. Does that seem okay?
Yeah, we could say like maybe there's a tent that like a command tent that and then I maybe have like a little private area nearby or something. Yeah.
And somewhat to your shock and worry, you will see Magistrate Song walk in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I walk in and then I like pour myself a cup of tea from your on your desk. Oh, you should probably work on certain holes and hiding places on this place. I could give you some pointers.
It is my job to uncover what is hidden, not to hide.
But well, yes, then that's why you should get rid of certain hiding places that could allow anyone with a little bit of talent in sneaking around to walk straight into your office, you know. Just giving you an advice. Look, what I wanted to say and why I'm here is you know that I have always loved you like a sister I never had.
I'll just nod.
I understand that I'm putting you in a very complicated position lately.
You understand that Magistrate's son is here. If she should see you.
Oh, Dad, you just caught me. After all those years, you did it. If she walks in, what else would you do? Daddy
My
would have
hope,
no choice.
I'm duty bound to report that you are here, but I will wait till the end of the wedding. You have until then to find some proof.
Of course.
Out
I
of character,
understand.
out of character, what was the crime that you were framed for?
Question never really.
Was it just like like you were I don't know, worked with some criminal underground or
I think it's like I think it's just you know, taking
a bribe?
Oh yeah, I know. There was like this criminal that like escaped from our custody before because we were able to try him, and you know, I kind of realized that they must have let him out, probably for a hefty bribe, and you know, after I like presented it, they were like, yeah, great investigation. I see what happened. Also, you did it, obviously, but yeah.
I know you're innocent of what they've accused you of, but I just need proof.
Well, that's the thing, you know, I may be innocent of what I was originally accused, but since then, I met some people, they helped me, and well, before you know it, I may have do a few other things that I actually did, that were
I'll
not.
throw my hand up. I'm sure I do not have proof of that either. Perhaps
Oh,
you should not provide it.
yes. Just what I wanted to say is, look, I can't lie that I do not enjoy your freedom and other things that come with my current life, despite other downsides. But I will turn myself in as soon as I can, just because I value your friendship more than anything else that
Thank you.
waits on it.
Thank you, Song.
You know,
You did much good in your previous position, and I am happy to hear that you may return to it as soon as you can. Please do not do anything foolish. The wedding has gone off without any trouble whatsoever. And I would hate for that to change. But
yes.
no,
Also, you shouldn't worry so much about all the things. Just, sometimes you should just let things happen as they may. Just, you're not the one that has to solve everything or be the hero or, always sacrifice your own happiness or what you want for duties of your position. You know that.
my
Sometimes you can.
duties make me happy.
It does feel, Song, like you're doing a comfort and support.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to roll that with?
That's a good question. What the hell I'm using? I guess maybe water?
Sure.
Like, trying to inflict some wisdom and flexibility here? Guess. The closest, I think. Yeah. So +1. Huh. That worked well.
Yes.
All right. In that case, Captain May, you may clear an element, or give Song a bond with you.
Oh, you already have a bond. Yeah, I'm clear water.
Okay. And then because you rolled that well, a Song, you can, have an element, so you could give Captain May a bond with you, or you could ask them a question.
Oh, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna ask question, kind of, out of left field.
Yeah. What is it you want to know?
Yeah. What do you think about Chu?
Oh, true. Um, um, yeah, I think, yeah, I don't think she has a strong opinion. He seems to be a good poet, but I have not spoken with him much. It seems almost that he avoids me.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He's he can be very entertaining and interesting man, and well, I think you should talk to him more. I'm sure you two would get along. Just try to get to know him better, I think. Maybe you will understand it when time comes.
Let me
I
cut
hope so.
let me cut
Yeah.
from there
Yeah.
to Chew. Chew, let's what scene do you want to call? Who do you want to talk to?
Yeah.
You're muted.
My thought is, I was given a command performance to do something about poetry, and I think I want to do. My thought is, I can do poetry about a fortuitous wedding, and this and that, but I would like to try to impress magistrate's son.
Okay, that seems fair. We'll kind of flash back to during the feast after your little embarrassing moment. Yeah, what do you want to roll impress with?
I'm going full style and strength. I'm going earth because I have pondered this. I have almost pre-written, and I'm going to make oblique references to the justice of love being, against the injustice of a bearing false witness, or
Yeah, absolutely.
what I know of the magistrate. I'm going to try to appeal to a sense of justice, particularly with song, or as much as I know about
Yeah.
songs. All right. I think that's +2.
Are you rolling with Earth, you said?
Wood. I'm sorry. Wood
Wood.
is my. Come on. Oh, that's someone else's roll, I think.
That is a 5.
Oh, okay. Well, I was looking at Tad's roll, but I'm burning bonds for that. That is
Okay.
for-
Which bonds are you burning?
I am burning. Can I burn the whipped devils?
Yeah, any bonds that you have, you can always burn.
All right. And I think there's something poetic in burning the bond with Captain May.
Okay. And what is it you want as the result there?
I'm just pulling up the move again here too. My thought is, I think I want to gain a favor from the magistrate with regard to song.
And what is the other option you're picking?
Oh, the other option is, gosh, I guess I can create a bond with someone watching. I guess the magistrate.
So I do think that magistrate song will note and will come and speak with you after, and will say, why is it that you are so worried? I sense who you are perhaps speaking about.
Speak with passion.
Can't hear you.
I speak with and write.
Yeah, I don't know. Your audio is down real low.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay, all right. I speak with and write with passion about those I love, and those I love, looking back to the magistrate, and wish for justice and our ancestors to be happy and smiling upon our fortune when balance is restored.
So Song is a friend of yours?
Song is a friend.
If he has such friends as you, perhaps there is more to this. Come with me. We should discuss this elsewhere. As she drags you away into a trap.
Okay.
Captain Mei Yi.
Gosh, I will just I'll go to sorry. Peerless Jelin, the Guardian for Dawn and Joy, and just kind of like, walk to her side and
Okay. Well, so
It-
this is before your conversation with Song, if that's okay, if we can kind of
sure,
for time.
that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Princess Elan will look at you.
I just kind of I've done some patrolling. It seems all the guests, even the drunk ones, are behaving.
Good. I hope that you will keep your eyes open for things.
Of course.
Was there
Have you
something
noticed?
else you needed?
No, I was just wondering if you've noticed anything yourself. Any trouble signs?
No, nothing has caught my eye. Do you want to roll study?
Yes.
Okay.
I will be using. I'll be using Earth, Caution, Focus.
Sure.
A 9.
So you have one hold.
Okay. I can information. A 7 and 9 gain 1 hold, spend 1 hold for 1 to 1. Ask a question about a place, ask a question about a person. Ask any other question. Since scale, reveal detail. What is she hiding?
She is hiding that, and I think this may be something you're going to pick up later, maybe as you're talking with Song, as you are discussing this, as he's talking about hiding places and things like that. I think there is that bit of flashback that there's something you see on her that at that moment didn't put 2 and 2 together, but I think that it is perhaps a marker or something that she gently pushed underneath that you will recognize as a marker for the clan that Hell serves.
Okay.
And I think there is that moment where you like, the sword's been given to her. She's clearly associated with Hell. You saw Hell earlier. You didn't quite realize what was going on, but this is bad. Does that seem like a fair answer?
Yeah, and I realized this once my talk with Song concludes.
Yeah, you two are talking together when suddenly you have this realization.
Okay. All right.
What do you do?
I stand up. Um uh did, I asked Song. Are you aware of Peerless Jelin's relationship to Hell? I did not think their clans were aligned. Come with me, Song, and I'm gonna start heading to look for Fearless.
Ying, is it okay if, as we see Song and Mei Yi head out, into the late night, that they run into you and catch your attention? Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll catch up Ying Mei, clearly something is going on. You will ask around Mei, and they'll be they talk about, yes, they saw Pierre the Salon. She and some others were headed out to the old temple that's not in use anymore. There was some sort of ceremony they were looking towards, and I think we will see that rush if you communicate the danger to the others of you and Ying and Song following close behind. Does that seem fair? To set this up, though, Chumo, you are walked with Magistrate Sun, and she's talking to you very seriously, and find yourself walking in these old gardens, and she says, "Let me show you something."
Can't believe I'm about to get lucky.
And she walks you through the graveyard and walks you up to an old temple, and she'll throw the doors open and gestures for you to go inside, and follows behind you, and you will see in this chamber there are various ritual braziers set up and lights and lanterns and things, and you will see that Onyx Viper is there, and Righteous Jade, and Hell, and you can see as well PbtA Salon. She is there. She has that sword, and she is standing next to the altar that Dawning Joy is tied to. Magistrate Sun says, "Keep walking."
My blood curdles and I continue to walk.
Okay, walk forward, and Hell says, "What is the meaning of this?" And she says, "This one knows song, and perhaps we can use him. We need to finish that particular loose end." Righteous Jade will say, "He's just a poet." "Aren't you two just a poet?"
I'm just a poet. And I feel like I have an opportunity to try to I almost feel like I've got a banquet of all the courtly here. I want to protect someone from the anger or oppression of those in power.
Interesting. I think that this is a different kind of situation. I think we're in a physical sort of ritual situation now. You certainly could, like, you I've walked up close enough. You could try and get Dawning Joy off of there in a way, or you could try and flee and get help, or you could do something else. You could catch someone's attention. What do you want to do?
Oh boy. Gosh. The milieu with Dawning Joy wrapped up. Does I guess I'm not
It
sure.
seems like Hell has his acolytes here, and they are about to use that sword to perform some nefarious ritual.
To be sure. Okay. Well, I guess I have to try to go for Righteous Dawn and maybe try to call out for help with poetry, prose spoken aloud, and with the community rallies, and I'll go try to.
So this feels like Overcome. You're trying to kind of throw them off and cover your intentions as you move forward. So what do you want to roll that with?
Wow. I thought they were just going to throw a burlap sack over my head. I did not know. That's so awesome. Let's see. I think this is fire, creativity, speed, passion, just kind of coming up with stuff on the spot.
Absolutely. Let's have you roll.
There we go.
I think as you move forward, you've got a 5 there, I believe.
Ooh. And I've got 2 more bonds to burn.
Absolutely. Do you want to burn both your bonds to succeed?
Absolutely. Don't want no bond with Magistrate Son no more.
So I think we see you leap up and, you know, you will cut the rope binding her quickly and kind of grab her up. But I do think that as you do, you'll feel the nick of the blade as Magistrate Son cuts you. So I need you to mark an element as the cost. But you've got Dawning Joy, but you're at the back of this temple and all these people are there. However, I would like to say, Captain Meillet, Ying, Song, that this is the moment that you burst in.
Yes.
Captain Meillet, you'll come through these doors. You look, you see the lanterns. You see Chumo kind of holding on to Dawning Joy. You'll see Onyx Viper and Righteous Jade are there, kind of in the way. And up at the dais is Hell. What do you do?
So probably my strongest connection here is the magistrate, and I'll just turn to her and say, "What? Explain yourself."
Let's see. She will say, "You always, always, always ignored what you could gain through this position, and this is the power that I will take, and my clan, my real clan, will gain."
You stand condemned by your own words. Magistrate Son, you are under arrest. And I draw my blade.
Okay. Ying, you've come in, and I think to your shock, you will see your brother standing there beside Hell. You know, clearly tied to him. What do you do?
I think he will say, Jade, what are you doing? This is no way to have your first night with your bride.
He says, "Go back home, brother. Go back home. You have no place here in this."
I think you forget that this party is at our house. I have just as much right to be here.
Says, "Then stay here if you wish and watch." And he draws out a blade. And you can tell he means it. Song. You see, Captain Meillet is engaged with you know, sort of that confrontation with Magistrate Son. You see Chumo is at the back. He has Dawning Joy in his arms. You'll see that Ying and his brother are conversing. And I think you'll also see Onyx Viper has drawn her blade and is kind of moving along the side in the shadows.
Yeah. So yeah, first I like I walk in and I like see all that. So I'm just gonna assume that everybody's looking at me, waiting what I say, because that's what I like, how I operate, evidently. And like, I first I look at Magistrate and they're like, yeah, those two, yeah, I expected those two. By that I point to Rageous Jade. This one is that one is pretty surprising. Did not see that. And I like, get my eyes to Onyx Viper. It was like I like see sneaking, like this one I should have seen. I did not want to.
And what do you do?
Well, that's how this has to end. I'm Viper. I learned that there should be things like second chances for people. So this is your 1 second chance. Please just go away and don't come back anywhere near this place.
Not until
That's the
I've
one.
tested my sword against yours.
Oh, that's not my sword. I just took it from the what was the
What was the name of the bandit?
never established it.
Give us a name.
Probably. Let's say Iron Lion. Sure, that was him.
Yes, I know where your sword came from. It came from my brother's hand. And she will move forward, and this is the first time you've seen her draw her blade, and you will realize that it's a matching pair to the one that you took from Iron Lion. She has never shown you it, and she is here for vengeance. All right, Chumo, that's where the situation is. That's where the setup is. That's where things are. What do you want to do? You've kind of gotten Dawning Joy away from the immediate threat, but you've got a number of really dangerous foes in here. What do you want to do?
Gosh, study looks kind of interesting while we're moving.
Sure.
If I get a question about an escape route.
Perfect. What do you want to roll that with?
Let's roll that with metal calculation.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, that's a 6.
That is a 6.
Burn, I believe.
So go ahead and mark metal. And I think you will. Let's see what the best way to do this is. I think it is that you see Hell turn to you, and he holds out his hands, and the braziers that he has, they will do this, and there is this cloud of purple smoke that hits you in your face, and you'll realize that your throat is constricting, and that this is starting to suffocate you. And it looks like it has hit Dawning Joy as well. We'll come back to you in just 1 second there. You kind of hoped to see something, but then in your face. Captain Miyi, you see that. You see Hell turns, throws the smoke at Chumo and Dawning Joy, even as Magistrate Stun starts moving up towards you. Ying is talking with his brother, and you see that Song is engaged with Onyx Viper. What do you do?
Magistrate, you are no fighter. You're a bureaucrat. Stand aside and let me see if
Let's test that theory, shall we? And she will bring out, she has one of those sort of magistrate blades that's sort of just a heavy piece of iron, and she will leap and come at you. Let's have you roll duel. She is on your scale.
an 8.
That is an 8. So you've got some choices here. On an 8, you can win at a cost, you can lose and narrate your loss, or you can deadlock and ask a question.
Do I have a limit on what questions I can ask?
It's just like study, so you can ask whatever you want.
All right, so I'm gonna deadlock. I'm completely surprised because I thought she was just, a judge.
Yeah.
And the question I'll ask is actually I don't know what question I'm gonna ask.
Want to ask about the situation? Do you want to ask about her relationship to Song? Do you want to ask something else?
Sorry.
No.
What is I guess why are they trying to kill why are they trying to kill Joy, Dawning Joy?
And she says the only way to awaken the true power of that sword is to bathe it in the blood of the sword house. And when we do, we will be invincible. Our clan will rise once more. I knew I should have taken care of you when I took care of Magistrate Song. And she's locked up there with you. Ying, your brother is striding towards you. What do you do?
I don't really want to fight him because he's my brother.
Yeah, do you want to try and engage someone else? Do you want to try and change the situation? What do you think?
I'm thinking also because I see that. So when I scan the room, I see that it's my brother on one side, my crush on the other side, and then I see the two people who are, and then I see Hell, who's my family's enemy, and then I blame everything on him. So I'm gonna try to, or her, I can't remember what was Hell's pronouns again, my bad.
They, them.
Okay, so I blame everything on them, and then I'm gonna try to rush past my brother and try to knock Hell off Shumo and Dawning Joy.
So your goal isn't to like dual engage Hell. You want to knock him out of the way to get him clear, right?
Yeah, that's my initial goal.
Then perfect. Because otherwise he's above your scale and you would be in a bad position. But if you just want to do that, let's have you roll overcome.
I think because I'm running past my brother, this is speed, right? So fire. Overcome fire.
That is a 10. Your brother tries to get that blade on you, takes a serious swing at you, but you are leap past, and you will push Hell aside, knock him off of the altar and away, and he will crash into one of the pillars and kind of bring himself up, and you have cleared space for Chumo, and gosh, then brain went out right there. Dawning Joy. So Chumo, you see that Ying leaps past Norris's brother, knocks hell out of the way from you. You're kind of choking. Dawning Joy is coughing. What do you do?
We take the window and dart. Go for it.
Okay, I think this is a overcome to try and get past these foes, to get out into the night air, to hopefully keep yourselves from this going terribly wrong.
Have left here to roll. We are going. All right, we're going. Wood. Going wood +2. Phew.
So that is 7. So I think you will rush out into the night air. Like you are a dancer. So you are moving between people and get outside. But I need you to mark another element because you are still choking. You're out here. In here, you maybe had the chance to clear it, but you've gotten yourself and her to a place where they can't immediately strike at you. But the danger is still present. Does that seem like a fair complication?
Right.
All right. I think we swing to Song. Song, she moves up with her blade to engage you.
Yeah. I think that before she reaches me, we will like so when I was doing this like monologuing, I was actually setting something up under like between us.
Ah, yes.
Since I picked that move, like I have to use it somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead and roll House of Traps.
Yeah.
And then we'll resolve out your other action.
What do I roll with?
What do you feel like?
Okay, so yeah, setting up traps here is I think it's about patience. I was like setting it up and drawing her attention to something else, like in a calm manner.
Perfect.
So
roll with +1.
Yeah. Well, that did not work.
So I think you're getting that together. And even as that happens, we will see kind of emerge from the shadows Peerless Elan, who may have noticed I forgot to mention for a bit. And even as you do that, she grabs onto your shoulder, kind of surprises you, and that's the point at which Onyx Viper runs you through. Sword in through the front, the hilt hits your side. Go ahead and mark an element. And she's right up in your face, and she says, "This is for my brother." And is pushing you back. She's clearly intending to like spear you on the wall, pin you like a butterfly with this sword. We'll come back to you in just one moment. Ying, you see this going down. You see Song pinned. You see Hell has been knocked aside. Chu has rushed out with a Dawning Joy. The captain is in the middle. What do you want to do?
What happened to the brazier that Hell was holding?
Oh, I assume that it's close by.
Can I try to kick the blazer with its disorienting choking smoke towards that melee where Song and Captain May towards that in that direction?
Absolutely. Do you want to do it as duel to try and take one of them out, or do you want to just kind of knock them apart?
I'm not sure.
Duel seems a little more final to get one of them off the table if you want.
Okay, sure.
Let's have you roll with your style element.
All right.
So that is an 8. So you can win at a cost, you can lose, or deadlock.
I'll win at a cost.
Okay. What here is the cost. You will kick that brazier and it will fly over and it will strike Peerless Shallan, and she will scream as she falls back, but the coals go flying, and I think that you will see your brother's clothing catch fire. Is that okay for a cost?
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Okay. He's just startled by this. The flames catch onto that. Shallan is knocked down. Captain Mei, what do you do in this chaos that is going on? Braziers flying, clothes on fire, song run through, Chu is choking and outside. But you're still locked up here with Magistrate Sun. What do you want to do?
Oh man, I'm just gonna go full attack on the magistrate.
Okay, let's have
And
you roll. Yeah.
I think while I'm attacking, I'm just like reciting all the laws she's broken.
Going through the litany of those.
Yeah.
Code 450.
11.
11. Tell
Yeah.
me how you take her down.
Oh yeah, so no, I'm just like doing full aggressive, like which is not in my normal style.
Right.
I'm usually more a protector. So I think that takes her off, and I'm just like, batting her sword, and clearly she's losing, and I just press the attack, and then I'm right on her, and I'm just gonna smash the hilt of my sword onto her forehead, and she knock her out.
Drop her to the ground, kind of turn around. She splays out her symbol of office, falls, and I think symbolically cracks as it hits the ground. Chu, what are you doing? You turn, you see this. It looks like Magistrate Sun has been taken down. It looks like Peerless Shallan has been taken down, but we've still got some people there. You've gotten at least Donny Joy out here to safety, but you still got the potential of of this thing you're choking on. What do you want to do?
If Dawning Joy is safe,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't seem threatened, and she can be passed on to someone else and stuff like that, then I'm torn between, like, I would have been swinging around at the same time as Captain May and the magistrate were going, just like, this is far too close, far too intense, nothing I'd ever dreamed of, and go to race back in to protect my buddies. If I can grab a flagpole or
Absolutely.
something.
Who are you engaging with?
Who's left?
So right now, we have Onyx Viper, who has run Song through. We have Hell, who's at the back, kind of standing up, and we have Righteous Jade, whose silk robes are on fire.
Okay, it is. It's Jade with Song and such dire straits.
Okay. So let's have you roll for your style element.
Right. It's a +2. Come on. Almost. It's a 6. Not quite there.
So tell me how you overdo it when you leap over in the chaos of this.
I think the overdoing is with Jade's adept dexterity, and basically, the unorthodox accidental luck can sometimes very easily just be stepped aside. She dances.
Ying, as you're watching, you will see Chu come flying in, smashes into your brother, and you will see your brother fall to the ground, and he's not moving. What do you do, Ying?
Mm. Um, but I know Chu is unorthodox and like doesn't. I think he doesn't know martial arts, right?
Right.
So I
It looked
think that,
like an accident to you.
yeah. So I think that, oh, you know, in his Jade's like confusion of the fire, he's bumped into Chu and just like, you know, knocked himself out. And so I think it's like no, like it's not such a big deal to run over immediately. So I'm going to try to instead see where the sword is.
I think
What
it's
happened to the sword in
right
all this
there
chaos?
on the altar.
All right. And then I want to grab the sword and then shout at all of them that to gather their attention, then jump out the window that Chu initially went out of.
Okay. So yeah, let's have you roll overcome.
I guess this is speed again, so fire. 8.
So I think you will leap out there in the chaos and move away. But I think that we will see in the background, I think we see Hell, and he sees the sword taken away. And I think that we see him do the gesture of smoke. Essentially, he will be back to get that sword another day. Song, Onyx Viper has run you through.
Not the best day.
Nope.
Uh, well, you've chosen your fate, and yeah, like covering the wound with one hand, and I still hold the sword with the other, and I will attack her. Scorch of the Eastern Road against the Scorch of the Western Road.
Nice. Let's have you roll.
That is so. Yeah. Huh. Wait. You know what? I'm gonna upgrade it.
Spend your bonds.
Yeah, all of them.
Tell me what that looks like. How do you take her out?
So yeah, so at first she's like unleashing the pretty angry onslaught on me, all the pent up rage that she had to like hide, knowing that I killed her brother, and she had to like look at my stupid advances on her and giggle and just everything, and it just comes out in that one like absolute flurry of attacks that I am barely defending against, and then between one of those like swings that are getting more erratic and just fueled by pure rage, I just slip to the side, and with the other hand, there's someone on fire, isn't there?
No, he's out at this point.
Fire's not there. Okay, there's no fire. Yeah, then I just like step aside and stab her from behind.
There is that thing, that sudden shock as you do that maneuver and you're back around behind, and blood is coming out of you from your wound, but you will strike her and she will collapse down. brother is laid out, Magistrate is down, Onyx Viper is down, Hell has escaped, Pierre the Salon is out, but Dawning Joy is alive, and the sword has been saved. We move to epilogues. Chumo, what is the epilogue we're going to see for your character in either in the immediate future or down the line somewhere?
I think I'm writing a poem, and you know, if I could describe without words, you know, if we were reading a novel, it would be about the inward thoughts about, like, you know, I write about others, and it's always with the distance of like observing and and then as I continue to write, I have to insert myself into the poem, poignantly, reluctant. Didn't want to get dragged in, so I stop. I almost want to say it's kind of recent, so maybe a little purple cough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. I like it. Song, what is your epilogue? What do we see of your character in the aftermath, in the short term or the long term? Heartbroken a little.
Yeah. And oh, I know. So yeah, we see me as, you know, heartbroken, very like put down and bandaged up, and also pretty depressed, like I kind of designed. And yeah, and then you know, we like I walked back into the guard station, and you know, there's a Joy is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm my lady, I'm terribly sorry, but there's still few things that had to be sorted out, you know, about your previous thing and experience. But I'm sure it would take much. Here come, and I will just like sit her to the table, and my personal scribe can take care of it. I sadly have to attend the doctor, and I leave her with Scholar of Hawks.
Nice.
I,
Very nice.
and as I like leaving, I like, you know, behind Joyce back, I like give her like a sly smile and like yeah.
Nice. Ying, you have the choice of whether your brother lives or dies. Tell me what your epilogue is.
I think his epilogue is that after he stashes the sword somewhere safe, he returns to the temple to retrieve his brother, but then he finds that his brother is not there anymore. In the chaos, he somehow slipped away, and instead he finds Onyx Viper's body there. And then so in great grief, he buries Onyx Viper and sets up the memorial for her.
Absolutely. Somewhere out there is your brother. Somewhere out there is Hell. And you know that they will be back because they know you have the sword. I think we see that mound with the tablet there as you finish burying Onyx Viper. Captain Mei, what is your epilogue?
Oh, so Cliff, did you say Chumo is still did they depart, or is he still staying
I
in
think
the area?
staying.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think we see Captain Mei in her office. One of the the law enforcement officers brings her paperwork, says this is regarding the magistrate son, um, and I need to fill this out, and she puts it on her desk, but then she sees another note there, and it just says Captain Mei, and opens it, and it's a poem from Chumo, and and at the bottom of it, there's like a meeting place and time, and she looks at the paperwork for the magistrate committed a crime, and then she looks at the note, and she just kind of looks at both, and then she kind of puts the pile of paperwork aside and reads the poem again.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Very nice. That is our movie. That is our show for today. Thank you all so much. I'm usually pretty good about hitting that time right on, but we went a little bit over, so I apologize for that. But thank you all so much. I like these characters. Had a really good time with them. So it was dynamite. It was good to run for you, Cliff, since I had a chance to play with you the other day. And Tad and Rod, I know I'd played with before. And Ying, thank you so much for playing. And Zach, some names are so bad with me. So does anybody want to throw any stars out? Just take a minute or two. If there's anything you want to call out that you really liked for other people's play or scenes or anything like that. Cliff, can I start with you?
Absolutely, everybody. Everyone had such great shooting stars and scenes. Lowell, when you're like, that is going to be a trap. I'm like, okay, there's going to be this quick little side story. Of course, there's only so much time, and then I walk into the main scene, blown away. So, thank you. Thanks to everyone.
Awesome. Tad, anything you want to call out?
I guess the Ying scene with his brother in the end, that was like the classic.
Good.
Like that was like the exactly for the classic tropes, like yeah, and like I guess like Chumo, I was kind of like not really sure how the how the wuxia combat for the unorthodox and the what is it, the
Accidental.
accidental actually works, but like yeah, I get it now how this like. When I first read it, I was like, what is the person doing? Like, yeah, but it makes sense now for me at least.
Good. Yeah, I picture the like the slightly burnt robe left in the place where the brother fell, as a sign. So awesome. Zach, anything you want to call out stars wise?
Yeah. I like to star the entanglements, especially the ones that orbited around Magistrate Sun.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of you really played that up between that love triangle and the sort of magistrate versus magistrate corruptions. Yeah, versus duty. I think that was great.
Yeah, I love those kinds of entanglements when we can get them to the table and get them resolved here. So that felt really good. And Rod, anything you want to star?
Yeah, I stars to everyone. Cliff, I love the whole "I'm just a poet" shtick, and the limerick, throwing the limerick at the fiery devil early on. Zach, I love the idea of using money as weapons.
Oh
That's so
yeah.
symbolic, just throwing it out. And I love the family dynamics and challenging your father about the wedding and all that. Was cool, and dealing with the brother, and Ted, I love the relationship that Song had with the captain, and the whole you know don't bring me into justice yet. I'll turn myself in. Give me
Yeah.
time. That was a lot of fun, and Lowell, great job as always.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. I am going to stop the recording.